Hi, Mike here. We have 5 quick tips for Gears Tactics, but before we go, I have a quick announcement. We are trying to push for 1k subs on the channel, so please do consider subscribing if you like the content. Enjoy the video. The first tip I'm gonna give you is about action points and action economy, and these should always be your focus in combat. The more action points you have, the more chances you actually have to hit your enemies and execute your plans. This means that you can move more, shoot more, use more skills. Basically, you are just more versatile. Also, if you get unlucky somehow, this will help you to alleviate this lack of accuracy, for instance, right? So the more shots you take, the more likely you are to actually hit one of them at least. And there are quite a few things that can give you additional action points. For instance, executes will give you +1 action point to your entire team. That's 3 action points for the cost of 1 spent on executing. This means that sometimes it's even worth it to run your character up and to execute an enemy that is very far away. Then you can also minimize your chances of having bad luck by using pistol to finish off enemies, right? It's very likely to hit with a pistol and it's less likely to hit with guns. So pistol will allow you to basically secure a kill for this 1 action point for sure. Then you can also make sure that you move efficiently. So this means that you have to track down how much AP exactly each movement takes and whether you can't cover similar distance to another hiding place for less actions. Now, the most important thing here, however, is to make use of your character action point bonuses. And as far as this goes, having a Paragon character class will help you exponentially since it gives extra actions and increases the efficiency of every single action your teammates will be taking. So Paragon will allow you to position better, gain a ton of extra damage through lock and load and empower to finish off your enemies, and also get some additional shots if you get unlucky and miss some previous ones. Or if your character is supposed to finish a kill but ends up missing twice and is out of position, right? You can save a lot of situation, you can salvage a lot of bad things that happen to you just by giving your character the empower ability. Then other classes can also gain AP through skills. For instance, Sniper can get AP on killing enemies, Vanguards on charge kills, Heavy gets an AP bonus and damage bonus on Overwatch if you choose correct abilities on the tree. And Scouts can actually shift some action points to their following turns, which means that you can basically just make use of all, like a very large action point pool on a particular turn, sacrificing the other one. That's really good as well if you can position well. And well, obviously there is also some equipment that gives you AP. For instance, armor with Blitz will have a % chance to generate free AP at the start of your turn. And this is extremely useful, and I recommend using this armor on all possible characters. My second tip is about healing and damage. And it may sound counterintuitive, but healing sucks on Insane. Sustain is terrible on Insane, and you should probably consider respeccing out of those specializations on your trees, since other choices have way more opportunities for your characters. The idea here is that things will one-shot you most of the time. So if you make a mistake, or if you get very unlucky with your movement, like if you miss a shot or two, you are most likely just going to drop dead. And healing and damage mitigation are going to be useless because the amount of damage is very often just insurmountable. You either kill or you die. So you should probably be investing in tools that improve your mobility, damage, action economy, because on Insane difficulty, the best defense is offense. And you should probably not use healing skills or healing grenades, and you should consider using frag grenades on all your characters, including the support. And you will seriously see the difference, and you'll basically see how much you gain from just using those abilities. Having the correct support build will also help you exponentially. The game kind of tries to lure you into healing with the support, and actually using the Paragon tree with lock and load and empower, which are probably the best skills in the game, is going to pay dividends. Okay, tip 3. Some of you may probably know this, but many of you probably don't, because I was watching a lot of streams and saw that people were not really using this mechanic. You can blow up ear holes with a planted grenade, which prevents enemies from getting out of that hole at all. To do so, you have to simply plant a grenade on the same turn as the eagle spawns. This will prevent the enemies from spawning and will give you the space to deal with the other opponents that are on the map. And this is especially useful in the Brumak encounter and the first mission of Chapter 2, because those drops contain very powerful enemies which spawn out of the echoes that can be very disruptive in those particular fights. In Brumak mission, blowing up the echoes does actually prevent the enemy drops as well. That's very, very big for the fight. Probably breaks the fight in a way. Okay, tip number 4 is very straightforward, and probably you know this, but the higher you are positioned, the more you crit and you hit. This means, especially in terms of crit chance, that if you can take high ground with your characters, such as snipers or heavies, you can actually capitalize on this positioning very much. And high ground will often guarantee hits and will improve your crit chance by even up to 50%. This is a huge bonus, which means that your sniper, for instance, or your heavy will very often be one-shotting the 750 HP targets, especially if you give them the appropriate gear that increases your critical damage multipliers. That's really huge and allows you to win a lot of fights. Okay, and this brings us to tip number 5. You may not know this, but you can actually activate Overwatch on your own turn, which means that you can basically shoot with all the nice bonuses that Overwatch provides. You can do this by simply misplacing your opponents with a grenade or with a powerful shot or with certain abilities. This actually means that classes such as Heavy that benefit very much from the Overwatch bonuses get way more bang for their AP. And this is it. Those are the 5 tips that I wanted to give you. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please consider subscribing. Do comment on the video, tell me what you liked and what you didn't like, and see you around in the future clips. Cheers!